Today, we are talking about men.
Hey guys, if you're interested in building a 6 to 7 figure portfolio using the power of stock investing, head over to the comment section or the description to sign up for our free masterclass so that we share with you exactly how we do it.
Okay, so today we're going to be reacting to a TikTok video by Faizul Ridzuan. So if you don't know who is Faizul Ridzuan, he's a very successful property investor and he is also the founder of FIRL Capital. But without further ado, let's react to what is his take on men.
Man. Let's go.
Housewife, great. You love your kids. No one will call them a loser for making those options, right? Lucky? Right? What fucking option do we have? We don't.
Okay.
Right, as well, yeah.
So
look, it's always good habit to watch the full thing.
Yeah,
but we're not in mood for good
correct.
habits today.
I think we're just gonna pause and then we just give our takes. All
I think that's generally true, especially the older generations.
I mean, this is not to generalize again that all men.
Yes.
I mean, there is also a very hardworking woman who actually have to like support their family and whatnot, but.
The expectations is always on the man typically.
Yes, correct. So yeah, I think let's watch further.
Here's like I said, the worst part about this is that katalah a woman, highly educated woman, suddenly decided to no longer work, no longer have a career, buang degree to become a housewife. No one will kecam. A guy, burnout, penat nak kerja, aku nak duduk rumah jaga anak, guess what? How many people yang akan kecam daripada orang tua kepada woman, tak guna punya lelaki apa semua tu, and to other guys.
Yeah, so I think that's very true. The perception around, like he say, orang tua, which is old people, typically is the parents and things like that. They will kind of look down on that.
100%.
So that's why one of the tricks to circumvent this or rather to a loophole, quote unquote, start online business, right? Start online business and you can make money online while taking care of your kids.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the older generation. Older generation is all about masculinity and feminine, right? So,
that very clear distinction, right?
Yeah, and if you're a man, you have to work to provide for the family, and if you're a woman, best if you stay at home and jaga your kids.
Yeah, but I think what he is pointing out here is a little bit in between. So I think that women, the expectation that women should stay home and take care of kids is not as strong anymore.
Yes.
I think that's what Faizul is trying to get at. What he's trying to say is that earlier on when he said that women, they pursue a career, if they decide to stop and come back to raise the kids, all power to you, right? Fantastic. But a guy can't do that. And so I think he could, we should watch finish, but I think he seems to be calling out the hypocrisy of modernity. So it's ironically, this is a problem with modern society, not so much traditional. But let's move on.
Okay.
Right, so it's just sad lah. Kita ni tak banyak pilihan lah. And the only pilihan yang kita ada kalau kita nak jadi happy, in a way nak jadi happy, is we must be successful. Sad lah. Right? It's quite sad lah. So even for example, if your wife kerja CEO of Coca-Cola ke Apple ke apa semua tu kan, and then you become a stay at home dad, guess what? Dia tak sama versus terbalik lah. Kalau you jadi CEO and then your wife become a stay at home mom, status tak sama. People take it, benda tu okay, normal. For guys tak boleh. Right, so I think it's very confusing today untuk orang muda sebab in a way perempuan can be anything yang tak kena kecam pun. Expression, body expression, art and apa semua tu kan. Guys, my body, my right and apa semua tu kan. There will be feminism defending them lah, in a way. right? There'll be feminists defending their right to go and do it, right? They decided to become a housewife. Great, you love your kids. No one will call them a loser for making those options, right? Lucky, right? What fucking option do we have? We don't.
Okay, so I think the end of the TikTok is a bit of a repeat of what he was saying.
Yep.
But I generally agree with the sentiment. However, I think there are two ways you can think about this. The first way is to accept that that is how the world is going to be and just say, you know what, I'm just going to be successful. I'm just going to make money.
Yep.
And then that way I will get the respect and the love from the orang tua and
and then you also have the option.
Yeah, then you have the options and then you go about there. The second thing, which I think is actually quite possible, is to find a partner and create an environment where it is acceptable for you to, essentially, if you want to be a stay-at-home dad, or if you don't want to work.
But actually, you also need to compromise with the wife's family side also.
Yeah, I think that is a challenge.
Yeah,
and also it depends on the kind of wife you have.
Yeah.
Because some wives, and this applies to men also, some wives, they will feel like they are their own person, so they are not affected by their family.
Yep.
And some wives are affected by a family. So you really have to, I'm a big believer in a case-by-case kind of mentality.
Yeah.
As much as I can agree with a lot of the generalizations, at the end of the day, you should look at the generalizations that Faizul is giving, and I would say accept them because they are very real. But at the same time, don't necessarily apply it into your situation, because there are women who don't mind. And to be fair, I think I could be wrong this, and it could be a generalization, but typically English-speaking women don't have this issue. Or when English is their first language, or they were educated in a Western country, because they recognize the irrationality of expecting the man to have this sort of pressure. But that said, also a lot of the craziness that comes out of modern feminism also comes from the West. So again, it's a complicated topic. But I would say, that's those are the things that I would add. And okay, this is another thing. There are actually a lot of ways to gain respect outside of making money. If you create your reality as money equals respect, then you're going to get that reality. And you only color the world in that way.
Yep. But which is sad actually.
And you start assuming everybody thinks the same. You start assuming that they only care about money.
Correct. I mean, but generally, that's how the world sees things, right? The more money you have, the more power you have.
Yes. However, in my experience, right? So, one of the great realizations that I had is I know of a guy friend who is not the most good looking.
Right.
He's not the richest. Could be a bum even, maybe. But he still gets respect from women. He still manages to get women and things like that. So the question is how and why. And I can go really deep into this, but essentially, like the way I look at things is that, and this is from Dr. Jordan Peterson, he said that men test the world and women test men.
Yep. Okay.
So what that really means is that what a woman's expectation of a man typically is, people like to think it's money, but that's actually only one aspect. It's actually quite holistic one, because you guess what, right? Okay. When the guy has money, you think that's the end of the story.
Oh,
but what you hear, then you think, why do rich people still get divorced, for example? Why? Because once they get, and most divorces are initiated by women.
Right.
So when they get the money out there, but they say, yeah, but you don't spend time with me. but you don't spend time with the kids. And so then obviously the man is frustrated because like, but
providing for the family. Yeah.
Like you know?
Yeah.
And so is it a bit irrational for the woman to expect that on the man? Not in terms of the direction, maybe in terms of the magnitude. What I mean is this. I believe it's right for a woman to expect a man to aim for all these things, to be good with their kids, to be good with money, to be many things. It is not rational for them to expect them to be good right now.
Yeah.
And that's 100%. Why if you see successful relationships, typically my experience are those that they don't lower the standards. So they don't say like, hey, honey, you know, I don't care what you earn. No, they say, no, I do care what you earn, and I want you to make more money than what you're making now. But number two is that they recognize, first they observe, is the guy actually working towards that thing? And so, if they're doing that, and they are patient about it, that's when it works.
Yep.
So they recognize how hard it is to balance for a guy. They have the empathy about the guy. Just as men should be empathetic to, I don't know, women's, every month they discharge. All the kind of issues that they have. Empathy needs to be on both sides.
Right.
And so when the woman has the empathy on that, but don't lower the standards, don't say, no, you can just slack and all that. And this actually happens a lot from women to their sons, actually. They lower standards for their sons. Right? That's a different topic. But that's really how I think about this and the interplay between both the sexes. And I think if you can get that kind of woman, which as a guy, A, is very hard to find, I know. But B, you have the benefit of time.
Yep.
Right? Typically, guys can date down, they can't date up. So, in terms of age. But guys, before we move on, if you're someone looking to level up their stock investing skills and you need a lot more guidance, we do have a one-on-one program called the Mentorship Program. If you're interested, you can apply it in the comment section or the description. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Actually, I have no comment because I actually 100% agree with what Faizul said and also what you actually commented on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still young also.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out life also.
Yeah.
But right now, I have a goal.
Yeah.
But the goal is not to really, the goal is still networking and also like mingle around.
Yeah.
Just looking for new friends and whatnot. But the goal right now is just to basically support the family lah.
Yeah.
That's it lah. Yeah. So, but you never know in the future whether there's going to be any changes or not. So I'm actually just seeing it from my personal point of view lah.
Yeah.
How does it actually reflect back to my life? But yeah, that's why I haven't really.
And just to add one more thing before we end, I think it's important for stakeholders with regards to the men. So these are the wives, the girlfriends, the parents, the in-laws, all that. Is you cannot take the responsibility that they have and then the expectations on them for granted.
Yeah.
I think that's very important. You cannot say this is what you're supposed to do. So why should I celebrate it? Why should I praise it? You are a man. You are supposed that, the classic example is, do you thank the mailman when he sends the mail? Well, in my view is yes. I think you should. Right? Wow, I still remember I had a friend who told me, why should you thank waiters? You really pay them, you pay a service tax, right?
Yeah.
That's their job. Why do they need a thank you? Because things are more important than just transactions.
Yeah.
There's a thing above transactions that is the human part of things, right?
Yeah. I think
it's not just about that.
Generally, people don't, nowadays, especially in the modern era, they don't really appreciate small gestures.
Exactly, yeah.
Or as long as something to do with, something not to do with money, they don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's the sad part about the reality right now lah. But yeah, for you guys listeners,
Let us know what you think, actually.
Yeah.
Let us know whether you agree with Faizul, what points you have to add, and we're always interested to see.
Yeah. And if you guys are interested in us reacting to these kind of TikTok videos, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on our social medias, Telegram, Instagram, Facebook, all those good stuff. Links in the description below. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.